Hello, this is Bruce.
And Jackie from Tourist Trek.
We travel as much of the world as possible and then assemble the things that we learned, both good and bad, into videos so that we can pass that learning experience on to you.
We have had some fantastic trips with itineraries that have worked out extremely well. The photos that you are watching are from just some of our more memorable trips.
I do a lot of research before we depart, so hopefully our channel can save you some time.
Wherever you go, whatever your plans, travel smart and travel safe. Just a reminder before we get started, if you enjoy this video, please like it. Add a comment about some of your experiences at this destination, share it with a friend, and definitely subscribe.
Hey, it's Bruce and Jackie. We are on our final leg, final session of our 4 in a series of visiting ski towns in Colorado and Utah to get out of our heat in Phoenix. So where are we today, Jackie?
We are in Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Yep. So it seems to be much like many of the other ski towns. It's one of the bigger ones, probably. I gotta look at population, but probably similar maybe to a little larger than Breckenridge, Colorado, you think?
I would say it almost reminds me size-wise of Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah. So we're gonna go out and a lot of the things are very similar. It seems like they have an alpine slide and they have gondolas up to the top and some fun things that we're looking to experience this week. They up at the top of the gondola on one of the hills, apparently they have a bunch of restaurants and supposedly really fantastic sunsets. There's some music venue stuff that we're planning on. There's some hot springs. There's a lot of geothermal activity around in Steamboat Springs. So we're gonna pop in the hot tub or in the hot springs one of the days, at least one of the days. And what else are we planning on doing?
Well, they have a rodeo on the weekends that we're going to go do, and they have some free live music concerts down in town on Wednesday evenings, so we're going to go try that out. And yeah, I think that's kind of a busy schedule.
And we'll say that the condo, we've been staying in condos our entire trip in all 4 sessions. By far, this is the nicest condo that we've been at.
Absolutely.
There's, separate bedroom, and there's space.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the other ones really lacked.
Yeah, this one feels like you're in an apartment.
The one in Park City barely fit the bed.
Right, and the kitchen and the living room were right next to each other.
All together.
Yeah.
There was no.
This one you feel like you actually have a living space. You could live here if you needed to. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice, and this is a World Mark property. So it's the village at Steamboat Springs, and so far, pretty good.
Probably the only caution. I don't know if this matters for people, but they do try to get you to sign up for their RCI program when you check in, so they try to schedule you for a timeshare conversation. So we've been very, clear that we're not interested. So if you are interested, this is an opportunity to do that. But if you're not, just tell them you don't want to do it.
And we have some special at this property too. They apparently have a resident bear that's been hanging out for a couple of months. Apparently pretty early in the morning and then later at night, maybe sundown or so, and moose. So we might see some wildlife actually in the property.
We are hoping to find that. We keep going on little bear hunts around the community trying to see if we can find one, but so far no luck on our part.
So anyway, we'll introduce you to Steamboat Springs, Colorado this week, and see where things take us. Until later. Steamboat Springs is in the state of Colorado. It's about 3 hours northwest of downtown Denver, And the population is about 12,000 people, approximately 6,900 feet in elevation, over 29 feet of snow per year. And the city's name came from the chug chug sound of the hot springs, of which there's over 150 of them. It's also called Ski Town, USA, or simply The Boat.
So this is Jackie with Tourist Trek, and I have got my ticket for the Howler Alpine Slide, which is behind me, and I'm going to get on that in just a few minutes, and Bruce is going to video me coming down, and we'll see how fun this slide is. Very excited about trying it out. So just got back from the Howler Alpine Slide. It was so fun. The chairlift up was really nice, very slow and steady, great views. Coming down the mountain, you see incredible views of the city of Steamboat Springs. It's a really nice slide. You have control of the speed, so you can go slower as fast as you like, and they space you out, so you're not worried about anybody hitting you from behind or hitting anybody in front of you. So it's a really fun experience. If you come here, give it a try.
Hey, it's Bruce and Jackie. We're here at Fish Creek Falls, just outside of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And we understand it's a real nice hiking area. Looks like there's a couple of small trails, and people suggested come and bring a lunch. And so we're gonna go check it out and see what the falls look like. The hike to the falls isn't very long, and it's pretty easy. The trail starts off looking like this, and then it goes to a dirt trail looking like this. This is the view. It's so pretty at the beginning of the trail over to the falls. You can see the falls there in the background. As you get closer and closer going down the trail, you get different views of the waterfall such as this. The end of the trail ends at a bridge that goes over the creek, and this is the view that you end up with. There was a nearby botanical garden that we decided to go to, and we walked through there. It was very relaxing and calm. There's no fee to get in at all, and in the kind of middle of the park, if you will, is this nice pond. And we just sat down for a little bit and relaxed. It was very, very nice.
Hello, Jackie here with Tourist Trek again. We are currently at Gondola Square in Steamboat Springs, and we are here because we're going to take the Sunset Gondola ride up to apparently a bunch of restaurants. There's some happy hour and some free music, and it should be really lovely when we get there. We did have a little bit of a challenge trying to figure out how to do this. So what we learned is that you want to park in the Knoll parking lot, Upper Knoll parking lot. That's free. That was difficult to find. And it's not really well marked, so just know that it's not well marked. GPS got us close. When we got here, we found out that we thought we could go up in advance and then just stay there. And what they said is that at 4 o'clock they bring everybody else down, and then you can buy your happy hour ticket, which is $30 versus the regular $39, and then you're able to go up there for happy hour where they'll have music, food, drinks, that kind of stuff. So until then, we're just enjoying the fun and the activities here at Gondola Square. We're about ready to go up to this cute balcony here and get a little beverage.
And the sunset.
Oh, and because the sunset is supposed to be just fantastic up there on Thursdays and Sundays is when you can do the sunset gondola ride. And so, yeah, so that's what we're getting ready to enjoy. And until then, this is a really cute little area. They have some stores, some restaurants, some fun buses, as you can see. And we are going to, again, go on up here and enjoy a beverage and look
While you're waiting to take the ride up to the top of the mountain, they've got all these games in the main area that you can play with. And here Jackie is showing her tightrope skills.
I think those kids were at the concert last night.
Say hello.
Is it a watermelon chiller?
Time to head to the top of the mountain for happy hour sunset. The gondolas here were really nice and pretty smooth actually. And the views were very, very nice, both on the gondola and at the top. You could see all of Steamboat Springs. This is the view from the top of the mountain down into the city when we first got there.
At the top, we went inside, and inside were community tables where you would sit with people and enjoy listening to this live band and watching the families dance with their kids. You could also get up and dance. We didn't dance, but we really enjoyed watching all these families dance with their kids. The music was really good. You could see outside these big windows the sunset. You could also choose to go out onto the deck, and there was just incredible views out there. The outside tables were pretty full by the time we got up there, so we didn't really get an opportunity to sit out there for very long. Of course, at sunset, though, everybody went outside to go see this beautiful sunset. There were options for food. We did eat up there. If I were to do it again, I would choose not to eat there. The food was not noteworthy by any means. It was kind of food court food. Outside of that, the experience itself was really nice. The views, the people, the band, the ride up, the ride back. Outside of that, it was a really fun experience. Certainly worth the time to do that if you're able to get there. And just enjoy the views and the music.
When you're in Steamboat Springs, you've got to go to the hot springs. So we went to Strawberry Park Hot Springs, and it was kind of interesting. It's a little bit outside of town, and they talk about the road being a little scary, and I'm sure it probably is in the winter. But in August, it wasn't that big of a deal to drive up there at all. All a bunch of different pools. Be aware after dark it can be naked. We didn't actually see anybody that way there, but it's highly recommended to go during the day, go at night, whatever you choose. We found a music venue called the Snow Bowl. It kind of interesting. It's a bowling alley that has this big wide open field, and they have a stage for performers and music, and they have a pretty regular schedule. So that's definitely something worth seeing. There's no cost to it. So catch that when you're in town.
Hello. So we are at the Pro Rodeo here in Steamboat Springs. They do this every week, Fridays and Saturdays. It's a little bit rainy right now, so hopefully it will stop raining soon, but we're about to go in and hear some music, and the rodeo starts at 7:30. We're a little bit early so we can hear the music, and hopefully we'll see some really cool stuff. It's a Pro Rodeo series, so probably in for a really great time. So we'll show you some pictures as we get through it.
The rodeo was really fun. They had a bunch of different events, as you can see on the screen, but they really made an effort to try to entertain the kids, and they had clowns, and they had brought all the kids out on the field at one point. They did a really good job, and it was fun. Definitely catch it if you can.
The way the trial works is trying to bring it up loud.
Hey, it's Bruce and Jackie. We are wrapping up our trip to Steamboat Springs, and in consequence, the
completion of our 4-part series of ski towns in summer.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Steamboat Springs?
I like Steamboat Springs. It's a really nice little area. They had quite a few things to do to keep people busy during the summer. The weather obviously was great. But I really enjoyed our time in Steamboat Springs. I thought that was really nice.
Well, one thing to definitely note about Steamboat Springs is the fact that it's about 6,800 feet in elevation. So it's not nearly the 10,000 that several of the others, particularly Brian Head, Utah, and Breckenridge, Colorado, were at. So you don't have nearly the oxygen deprivation type thing. But it also probably means that it can get a little warmer in Steamboat Springs than some of the other towns. But yeah, I like Steamboat Springs too. It was, I think, by far our best accommodations. And
Yeah.
we'll be looking for world mark properties when we do other condos because of it. The bummer we didn't see the bear.
Yes, they did. I felt like it was a promise we were made that we were going to get to see a bear while we were on this property, but we did not. Might be a good thing in the long run that we didn't get, face up with a bear, but yeah, I was disappointed too.
It would have been nice to see from the car,
Right.
100 yards away. What else? What was your favorite? Oh, one of the things that we did that we didn't really take any pictures or video of was we went down the main river in Toots.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was kind of fun. At times I wish I had a helmet because there is a lot of big rocks in there and a little questionable.
Stuck at one point where I didn't know that I was going to get off the rock. So I was going over some rocks and my tube got stuck, and it was in a spot where I couldn't just get off the tube and pull it and jump back in. I was legitimately stuck for a while, so I kept having to nudge myself out. And there are people on the shoreline that I think were maybe thinking about helping me if I couldn't get myself out of it, but ultimately they
After
didn't.
they stopped laughing.
Probably after they stopped laughing, but they didn't need to help me. I finally got out of it, but I was stuck there for several minutes wondering if I was going to ever catch up with you again.
Because it wasn't like I could stop.
No.
So the river flows pretty well there.
Yeah.
It was not, it wasn't a slow drift.
I never felt dangerous. I don't feel like it was dangerous. We're making it sound like it was dangerous, but it was a nice moving river, and you just kind of sat in and enjoyed your tube and enjoyed the cool sun, not the hot Arizona sun.
But the hot springs were fun, and the free concert at Snowball was really cool. The rodeo was very enjoyable. Yeah, we did some fun things there.
Yeah, the gondola ride was nice.
There is a number of pretty decent restaurants in downtown Steamboat Springs. So that wasn't a problem. Now I felt like the downtown area wasn't as cute as some of the other towns, particularly Breckenridge.
And Park City. I think Park City's downtown was really beautiful and fun, and lots of different things to see and do while you're down there.
But it was okay, and the restaurants were good, and one of the times we ate up on a kind of a rooftop kind of situation, and that was good. What else?
What else? Well, we did that little walk to see the falls. That was nice.
Yeah. We showed them that. And okay, so wrapping up, that probably completes Steamboat Springs.
Good place to visit if you have an opportunity to get to see it. Lots of things to do. They keep you busy during the summer. I feel like the rodeo they had scheduled every weekend for the period of time. They had concerts at that snowball place, but they also had advertised concerts in a lot of different places, including the rodeo. So it felt like they as a community, they really do a lot to try to keep people entertained and active, both visitors and residents of the community. So overall, really nice place to visit.
Yeah. So out of all the wrapping up the series, what was your favorite city?
Vale. We didn't stay in Vale, but I really thought it was just an adorable town. Just such a, it was that Bavarian feel to it, just really sweet, different.
I think the reason we didn't stay there is because we can't afford it.
Well, there's that. There's that.
Yeah, it's as I recall, it's quite pricey
A little
hotels
pricey.
there and so forth. But it was a was a good time, and actually I know a local there that met us for lunch and showed us around, so that was pretty good. And well, that would tie in because my favorite city is Breckenridge. It just seemed like we were so busy in Breckenridge with the train and Dillon Reservoir and the Frisco Adventure Park, and there was just so much there. That's the one I would definitely go back to for sure. We also had some pretty good advice because some good friends of ours used to live there.
Yeah.
But probably my least favorite would be Brian. That was a little challenging.
Yeah, I don't know that I would go back there again for any reason. I mean, it was certainly glad we got to go and see it as part of our tour of ski towns. But yeah, not something I would choose to revisit.
Yeah. What else?
I really enjoyed Park City. I thought Park City was fun. They had a lot of things to do. The Olympic Park was really cool.
That was good.
Yeah. I would say Park City was probably up there. I mean, Breckenridge, I agree. It was probably the most fun. I really enjoyed Steamboat Springs too. So I will say that the three of those ones out of the four, I love those three.
I would say that all the cities seem to have the same basic blueprint though. It started to seem a little repetitive with an adventure park and
The BMX biking paths.
yeah.
Seems like all the ski areas turn into bike paths in the summer. So snow goes away and people ride bikes, which seems like a very dangerous sport, but for people that do it, it's really fun to watch for me as a spectator.
And I don't think we highlighted that very much, but what they would do is they would jump on the gondola, put the bike on the side of the gondola, go to the top, and then mountain bike down the hill.
Yeah.
And that was a consistent thing in pretty much every city, as I recall.
And all of them had slides and roller coasters and like all of those adventure park things. So again, snow melts and now let's do something in this mountain that we've got in our community. So
gotta give the tourists something there to draw them in the summer.
I'm a fan of, because it's certainly a beautiful place to be in the summer. I mean, the views and the lush and green scapes on these mountains are just fun to be around, and they left a place to escape our heat and desert climate here.
Yeah, I was definitely very thankful for that. Yeah, we had, I think it ended up being 45 straight days over 110.
Yeah. Records. We broke some records.
Yeah, a lot of records broke left this summer. But anyway, we should probably wrap it up. So from Bruce and Jackie, thank you very much. If you watched the whole series, fantastic. Hopefully it gave you some good information. And if you like the video, please subscribe, like it, share it, and I guess we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time on our next adventures.
All right. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Please like the video and add a comment about some of your favorite experiences at this destination. Share it with a friend and definitely subscribe.